You're listening to Vaquero News. Welcome back, Vaqueros, to this week's newscast, coming to you live from Brownsville. I am Victor Ramirez, and we hope you had a restful weekend. Starting off the newscast, reporter Justin Elizalde tells us about construction near Casa Bella apartments in Brownsville.
A new satellite tracking ground station will be located adjacent to the Casa Bella student apartment complex on the Brownsville campus as part of Stargate. Director of the Center for Advanced Radio Astronomy, Tevia Creighton, says while the project will be independent of Stargate's Boca Chica Beach facility operations, it is in conjunction with other CARA projects.
Among the things that we're doing in Stargate is exploring new technologies and new techniques, both for space communication and astrophysical research. And that's why it falls under the Center for Advanced Radio Astronomy.
Creighton says Casa Bella was chosen to be the site of the new project because there was enough space for radio antennas to be installed, and a research team will be located inside an apartment that was unoccupied.
We need the space out in the field so that our antennas will have a clear view of the sky. Then the apartment in Casa Bella is where what we call the back end will be placed. The computers and the electronics that take the signals from the antennas and do our digital magic on them to turn it into an actual observatory.
According to Creighton, the new project will develop a phased array communication system necessary for developments in space technology. Creighton says a phased array communication system uses multiple antennas rather than a single radio dish to receive communication from satellites in space, thus increasing the number of signals being received.
By digitally combining the signals coming from each of those antennas, you can create the effect of effectively having a dish that's as big as your entire array.
Creighton adds that by using multiple antennas aimed in different directions, signals can be gathered from a larger scope. 2 legacy antennas will be relocated to the new site from the Stargate Boca Chica Beach facility, and an additional 20 are being purchased and will arrive in the next few weeks. According to the UTRGV website, CARA was the first research unit at UTRGV designated by the UT system because of the development of Stargate. Stargate stands for Spacecraft Tracking and Astronomical Research into Gigahertz Astrophysical Transient Emission. For Vaquero News, I'm Justin Elizalde.
September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and Vaqueros should not forget there are resources on campus if they are in an emotional crisis. With September being National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, the UTRGV Counseling Center not only offers individual therapy, but as well as specialized workshops and trainings. Clinical therapist at the Counseling Center, Maria Mazarregos, says the center has therapists who are trained to teach, question, persuade, and refer, also known as QPR Suicide Prevention Gatekeeper Trainings.
So what that means is typically these trainings take about 2 hours, and it involves basically a suicide prevention 101 for participants. We offer it obviously free of charge to students, faculty, staff, as long as there are 10 people or more interested in a group.
She says sessions are being held via Zoom due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mazarrego says it is important to be aware of suicide because it is the second leading cause of death in the ages 15 through 24 in the United States.
So really that's your traditional kind of high school and undergrad college population.
The center also offers a Vaquero Crisis Line, a 24/7 helpline for students going through an emotional crisis. Professor in the Psychological Science Department and clinical psychologist Joseph Hovey says the suicide is a stigmatized topic, but there are ways around it, such as education and talking about it.
And the reason why it's so important is that, upwards of 35% of people at some point in their lives really do think about suicide.
According to Hovey, one of the myths about suicide is if someone talks about it, it is going to make it more likely to happen.
And in fact, the research is exactly the opposite, which is the one that the more someone feels comfortable about talking about what they're going through, it greatly reduces the chance for suicide.
Hovey also says if someone feels as if a close family member might be going through a rough time, to let them know that they are there for them. For the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, call 1-800-273-8255. Or for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Crisis text line, text TALK to 74-1741. For Vaquero News, I'm Victor Ramirez. A new early college high school is coming with the help of UTRGV and HCISD. Reporter Justin Elizalde tells us more.
UTRGV, in partnership with Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District and the City of Harlingen, broke ground on a new early college high school early this month. Deputy President and Interim Provost Jana Arney says UTRGV is a Valley's university and is ready to serve the needs of its community.
To be approached and to be asked to be a partner and to be trusted in that regard is huge. And we are honored to be able to do it. But we also are glad that our local districts and so forth are allowing us to be a partner, because we both know, the district and the university, that students with that experience just have a better college, they're just better prepared for college.
HCISD Superintendent Art Cavazos says the new high school is expected to open by August 2021 and will give entering 9th grade students the opportunity to earn up to 60 credit hours and a direct path to a bachelor's degree at UTRGV. According to Cavazos, the pathway of computer science, engineering, and education were chosen based on professions in high demand.
One of the things that we do with our programming in Harlingen is that we want to align it closely to workforce industry. And so we look at what are the employment opportunities for students moving forward.
Cavazos says the partnership is unique in that students are on a direct path to a bachelor's degree rather than an associate degree, which is a popular early college high school model. According to a UTRGV news release, the groundbreaking took place on September 1st at the school's future site of 2901 Medical Drive in Harlingen. UTRGV and the school district entered an agreement in fall 2017 to offer college-level courses at the current Pecan Street campus. The new school will replace the campus with a 64,000 square foot facility on 6.3 acres gifted by the city of Harlingen. Cavazos says HCISD and UTRGV will split the approximate cost of $16 million 50-50. For more information on the new school, visit hcisd.org. For Vaquero News, I'm Justin Elizalde.
Vaqueros, don't forget to wear your mask while on campus for the safety of students, faculty, staff, and visitors at UTRGV. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, UTRGV implemented a face mask protocol for the safety of the campus community, but breaking those measures may have consequences. According to a UTRGV police report earlier this month, an officer responded to a student not following mask protocol at the Edinburgh University Library. The report states the student was warned before and the incident was referred to Student Rights and Responsibilities for further review. UTRGV Senior Associate Dean for Student Rights and Responsibilities, Douglas Stove, says in general, there is a lot that goes on when assessing reports that are sent to his department.
We have to try to understand what's happening on the ground. What brought us to this place of needing a referral to our office? What caused campus police to get called?
He says the department's goal isn't to punish students, but to help them gain an understanding on why it is important to wear a mask and the reason to follow the protocols.
It's more of a matter of what are some things that we can do that will be assistive to you in understanding, but then also at the end of the day accomplishes the goal of keeping everybody healthy.
The protocol states that anyone entering campus must wear a face covering that covers their mouth and nose. The only exception in which a face covering may be removed is in office space when social distancing of 6 feet is possible and maintained. UTRGV Assistant Chief of Police Vance Lusser says the incident was the first time they had to write a police report since the protocols were implemented.
And that's something that we're going to do our best to try to avoid, to have something escalate to the level where we have to come out and take a police report.
The website states it is important to remain respectful when reminding an employee, student, or visitor of the university's face covering protocol. Stove says it will be in an extreme case to ask for a student to not be on campus for not following protocols. To report any incidents, call the UTRGV Campus Police Department at 956-882-7777 or visit Vaquero Reported on the university's website. For Vaquero Radio, I'm Victor Ramirez.
And McLean goes up and throws down a monster dunk. That fires up the UTRGV Fieldhouse.
And now time for Vaquero Sports.
Sports reporter Luis Rubio gives us an insight on the potential future of a UTRGV men's basketball forward alumnus.
In a summer that has been highlighted by uncertainty due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the same applies for UTRGV men's basketball forward alumnus Leslie Varner II as he looks to continue his basketball career. Varner, in his 2020 senior season with UTRGV, posted averages of 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals per game while leading the Vaqueros to a third-place finish in the Western Athletic Conference. UTRGV men's basketball head coach Lou Hill summed up Varner's senior season.
He just put it all together. And man, when he put it all together and the light bulb went off, I think he was just as good as anybody playing in the country. I thought he should have been WAC Player of the Year.
Although Varner's senior season came to a premature end with the cancellation of the WAC tournament due to COVID-19, Varner says the Houston Rockets have shown interest among other NBA teams. Varner, standing at 6'7" tall and shooting 41% from 3, makes the UTRGV swingman an ideal 3-and-D player at the NBA level. He explains that his agent, Mayor Zoki, and the UTRGV coaching staff have helped him in the 2020 pre-NBA draft process.
Early on, it started off by just them contacting our coach and our staff and asking certain questions about me as far as percentages and stat-wise. And then as I signed with an agent, then they started to reach out to my agent.
With the unpredictability surrounding the following 2020 NBA season, Varner has weighed all his options, including playing overseas until the NBA season begins. Varner says playing overseas could also increase his NBA draft stock and also allow him to start his professional playing career.
I feel like a benefit would be just you were able to see what pro basketball was over there.
According to several tweets from NBA insiders such as Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, the NBA and NBPA are tentatively targeting November 18th for the 2020 NBA draft, but the date is still subject to change from the original date of October 18th. Varner is looking to be the first UTRGV player to play in the NBA since Ken Green with the New York Knicks in the 1985-86 NBA season. For Vaquero Radio, I'm Luis Rubio.
For today's weather report. For those who will be going to work or campus, drive safe because we should be expecting rain all week. Today, Brownsville should be expecting an 80% chance of rain with rainfall amounts between 1 and 2 inches. Edinburgh should also be seeing an 80% chance of rain with rainfall amounts between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch. Throughout the week, Brownsville will be seeing a 60% chance of rain on Tuesday, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, 50% chance on Thursday, and 70% on Friday. Keep dry, vaqueros. Edinburgh will be seeing a 60% chance on Tuesday, 50% on Wednesday, and Thursday. On Friday, we should be seeing a 60% chance of precipitation. That's it for your daily weather report. We'll see you all here next week.
And now, for this week's event calendar.
UTRGV Career Center will be hosting Internships 101, Internship Week 2020 for virtual presentations starting today through Friday via Zoom. Today's event will be from 12:15 to 1:15 p.m. Visit Handshake to register for the upcoming presentations. The Civic Engagement Alliance, along with student activities, will be hosting Constitution Day from 3 to 4 p.m. on Thursday via Zoom. The event is to learn more about the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights. RSVP through V-Link for the event. For Campus Events, I'm Samantha Garza.
And that's it for today's newscast. If you have any story ideas, send us an email to radio@utrgv.edu. Also, visit our social media for updates and much more. We'll see you next Monday at 9 a.m. here on Vaquero Radio.
This has been Vaquero News.